My name is Wes. I am 24 years old. I live with my family in our beautiful house. My family consists of my father and mother, as well as my little brother Jade and my sister Jane, who is 16 years old. I always like to hear horror stories on the radio, or read them in various magazines and on the internet, and so on. In fact, I enjoyed a lot the scary stories of the jinn, but I had never been exposed to a frightening situation in my life until that day came. One day, I returned from work and heard my father telling me that he had prepared a trip to a hotel in the middle of the forest. In fact, I liked the experience of living in a hotel in the middle of the forest. The forest where you feel in the morning the fresh air breezes coming from the trees. The forest, although it may seem dangerous, but it has an unparalleled charm and beauty. Some see me as a young child and not a 24-year-old, but there is no problem for me. I love traveling, camping, and various recreational trips, especially when my family is with me. In fact, I'm one of the people who prefer a family atmosphere. We were on the road leading to the hotel in the middle of the forest. 35 km before we got to the hotel. The car suddenly broke down. We were in the middle of the forest, and we had to hurry to repair the car, especially since the night was approaching, and the place was very lonely. Indeed, we were able to repair the car, but the sun was on. It was about to set, and it got dark before we reached the hotel. And here was the surprise. It was pitch black, and we could only see a little of the distance in front of us. Because of that, my father was driving very slowly so that we would not hit a tree or an animal. I was looking out the window, and suddenly we passed a man in black clothes who hid his face, but he was looking at me only and smiling. It was dark and the vision was completely non-existent, but I was sure that I saw something. Not, this is the scary thing, but the scary thing about it when that thing reappeared more than 4 times in a short period. But I used to convince myself every time that what I saw was not a real thing. We finally got to the hotel and we were very tired. My father booked the first 3 rooms for him and for my mother, and the second for Jade and Jane. As for the third, it was for me. The reason for that was that the hotel rooms were not that large in size, that allowed a whole family to sit together in the room. My room was number 88, and throughout my life, I will not forget that number. We all decided to go to sleep because of fatigue and exhaustion throughout the day. I fell asleep quickly because of the severity of fatigue. And here was the shock. I saw in my dream that thing that appeared to me in the forest with the same specifications, but this woman was holding in his hand a large axe stained with blood. This thing was. He looked at me smiling and said words to me that froze the blood in my veins. "If you do not leave this hotel, you will all die. You have to warn them." This thing said these words and disappeared. Immediately I woke up from my sleep, terrified. I do not know what to do. Should I tell my father or not? This was the question that occupies my mind throughout the next day. That day, I could not sleep well because of that disturbing nightmare that I saw. The next day came, and very strange and frightening events began with it. The next morning, I woke up early and went to knock on the door of my parents' room. My father was preparing to go out and take a walk in the garden in front of the hotel. My father asked me to go and check on Jade and Jane. I actually went to their room and knocked on the door. Jane opened the door, and it seems that she was asleep. I entered the room, and suddenly Jad was not in the room. We looked for him everywhere. My heart did not calm down until I saw Jad playing in the garden of the hotel. It is strange that there was no one. My family did not notice this thing. Fear for Jad was the feeling that dominated them, and therefore no one paid attention to what I did. We went to Jade in the garden, my father said. "Why did you leave the room, Jad?" Jad said, Someone came to me and asked me to get out of bed. I stood on the ground and found myself in the garden. No one believed what Jad said, but I was sure that what they were saying might be true. I started thinking, should I tell my family what I saw in the forest last night? And what did you? See him in my dream or not? I decided to continue my silence and not tell anyone, because perhaps Jad was afraid that my father would punish him, so he composed a lie. We ate breakfast and started walking in the forest. The forest was very charming and beautiful. We did not want to go far from the hotel for fear of any predatory animal appearing to us. While I was walking in the forest, I saw from afar a large hole in the middle of a giant tree. I approached that hole. I was desperate to enter it to see what was in it. I entered the hole, and something very terrifying happened to me. When I entered that hole, I saw that thing hiding in it. He was looking at me, and suddenly he grabbed my hand. This time he was not smiling. That scary creature said to me, "Well, I warned you, and now you will regret it." Then that creature screamed a cry that made you lose consciousness. I woke up in the middle of the forest, and I was alone. I started looking for my family everywhere, but I didn't find them. I had to go back to the city to tell the police. I told the police everything that happened to me, from seeing that thing in the woods to losing consciousness. Of course, the policemen didn't believe what I was saying, and despite so they decided to go to the hotel we were in. The surprise was when the policeman told me, "The hotel you are talking about has been deserted for 3 years." I asked the policeman to come with me. Indeed, we went there, and the shock for me was when the hotel was deserted. My family disappeared forever, and the reason is that I did not listen to the advice of that creature. I now live alone. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. If you enjoy my content, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to the channel will greatly help me to continue to produce content and provide you with more interesting and useful videos. You will also receive notifications immediately when a new video is posted, and you will have access to exclusive content. So if you would like to be part of this stimulating community and stay up to date with the latest videos, please subscribe now. I know you won't regret it. Thanks again for your continued support and trust in my channel.